Alright, welcome back to Mantic Stringworks. So today we're heading over to the other side of the workshop to the new laser workstation. So we've got the XTool F1 Laser Engraver and Cutter here set up on the workbench in its, well, semi-permanent home, I guess. And beside it you can see that I've attached an air extraction. So this is a booster fan, and that goes up and it goes out of the workshop. So there's no smoke or fumes in the workshop, which is a good thing. And it's pretty quiet. I'll just flick on the switch. So that's not bad at all. Turn that off, and it just goes into the back of the unit right there. So I got that set up. So today I just want to run a few things through. I want to show you how the software works and the process involved with doing it step by step on this wooden coaster. Let's take it from there. Okay, so I've got the XTool software here installed on the computer, and we're going to open this up, new project. Very simple to do. Just takes a few seconds to load up. And now, because I'm in the XTool F1 laser device mode, you can see that this is the working area. And I've got it set up in inches. You can change it to millimeters if you like. And if we have a quick look around, we can see we have a main menu. So you can bring in files, saving, etc., editing, copy, paste. And then there's settings you can go into. Then we have the save button, and then you can have multiple canvases open. So I've got the main canvas, and I've got an extra canvas. I can put another one in if I want. So it's kind of fun because you can work on something and then create a couple of other versions of it, which you might want to save differently or experiment on without losing your original canvas. So I'm going to get rid of that here. We'll go move that away. Some shapes. Lines, rectangles, circles, vectors. There's an AI component which I haven't really looked through too much, and some other applications and that, which is pretty cool. So you can have a grid array, circular array, material test array. So there's lots of neat things you can do. A barcode, QR code, which is pretty neat. But I'm not going to do that right now. So what I would like to do is bring in an image, and then we'll play around with it a little bit. So again, you can see I'm in the XTool F1 over here on the right. And I'm going to go and find an image, open image, and I'm going to take the Mantic Stringworks logo. Now it's telling me it's too large to be displayed on the canvas. Do I want to scale it? Yes. So that's the whole area. I'm going to bring that down to something a little smaller. And again, when you move things around, you see how the crosshairs show you where you're right in the middle. You just let it go, it puts it in the middle, which is very handy, of course. So this image right now is a logo that I can engrave, but I'd like to maybe just score it or cut it out, that kind of thing. So when you click on the image, it gives you the available options. So right now it's only on engrave. So we want to change that. But I need to play around with the image first. So we're going to click on that image, and I want to edit it. So I'm going to edit the image, and I'm going to grab this magic wand right here. I'm just going to get rid of these corners, so we just have a circle. That's good. And I'll just bring up the fuzziness. That sort of clears things up a little bit. Save. There we go. So now we have a circle only, which is good. Then I'm going to go back here, and we're going to trace this image, because I don't want to engrave it. So that's going to process. So there we go. Now you can enlarge it to see if there's anything missing or needs fixing. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to save that. Now you'll see when we click the image, and I'm going to pull it away, see we've got a separate line drawing. So I'm going to get rid of the original image. Delete. I'm going to bring back this line drawing, and again snap it to the middle. There we go. Now we can do a few things with it. So I'm going to click on it. We can score, we can engrave, and we can also, sorry, I clicked the wrong thing, cut it out. So we're going to click score, I'm going to go back to processing, and it's going to, so process on the base plate, user defined materials. So when you pull down this menu, there's all kinds of preset materials. So 3mm basswood plywood, stainless steel, craft paper, MDF, lots of different things in here. Stone coasters, etc., etc. So you can use these presets. So if I click on the preset of 3mm basswood plywood, then when I click the object, it's going to tell me for scoring, it's going to give me the settings. So here they are, and I go to the Easy Set panel. It's going to use the blue light laser, the 10-watt blue light laser, 70% power, 80 millimeters per second speed, 1 pass. So I can leave these settings, try it out, or I can put 2 if I want to change it to 2 passes, or I want to change the speed or the power. I can just drag the bar, or I can just enter, let's say 80% as an example, and there you go. So I'll put that back to 70 where it was, and you can change how many passes right away, or when you go to process it, you can process it over and over. It asks you once it finishes, so that's pretty handy too. So once you're happy, let's say, with that setting, I'm going to score this onto some plywood. Then I'm going to click process, and it's going to give me a little preview. Is that what I want? Yeah, that's good. And then I would click start. Now I'm not hooked up to the F1 tool yet. I'm just showing you this on my desktop, but I will in a minute. I'll go back and we can score this onto plywood or cardboard or something, whatever else that you're interested in doing it. And then also you can frame it. So what's cool, the framing is you can do a rectangle, which basically shows a rectangle that's encircles or envelops this total image, so you know where it is. Or you can do the outline, which would actually do the outline of this particular piece, which is kind of cool. Again, I'll show that to you when I'm hooked up to the F1 laser device. Okay, so now that we have our image that we want to score onto, in this case, a plywood coaster, we have to connect the device. So here's the F1 tool right here. It's not connected. Connect device. You can do a USB or Wi-Fi, Ethernet connection. So I'm going to click on it. It's going to refresh. You just heard the beep. And we are connected. So it shows it as green. And we're ready to go. So now we're going to go to framing. So here we can do the rectangle. So the basic area that it's taking up, or do the actual outline. So in this case it'll be a nice circle and we can see exactly where it is. So we're going to press the framing button here, and that will help us position the coaster properly in the workspace. Here we go. Okay, so you can see that we have the framing going on. And I'm going to take the coaster, and actually that's pretty good. I'm going to align the coaster. Now what's really cool, right, is that you can actually see, and I hope you can see it okay on camera, you can actually see where this is going to go. So you can make some small adjustments. You could set up a jig. So if you're doing lots of these, you could just place it and it should be fine. So I kind of like that. So that's pretty good. Now on the side of the F1 tool, there's also a framing button here. So I can just click that, and that stops the framing. Now also what I need to do is adjust, and again on the side right here I'm going to adjust the laser focus. So basically you want those two dots to be in line with each other, on top of each other. So that's pretty good right there. Okay, so I think we're ready to process this scoring, and let's see how it goes. Okay, well now that we have the image framed properly where we like it, the next step is to process. So I'm going to process here, and this gives us a little preview, and then we press start. So okay, so I've got the air extraction unit going. I'm going to get some of the laser goggles, because I'm going to leave the hood up a little bit so we can see. We're framed. Again, I can show you that again. So So I like to just double check this before going ahead. That looks good. So now I'll show you on the screen. You're going to click on process, and then I'm going to click on start when it generates its preview, and it's going to beep. You can see on the machine that we're flashing blue, and then we're going to click go. So here we go. Again, this is the default setting, one pass. And normally you wouldn't have that green hood up as much. There we go. So that only took maybe 30 seconds like that. You can look at it. So that works really well. Now I've taken it off here. Normally if you want to do it again, multiple passes, you'd leave it on there, but that's for demonstration purposes, that's pretty good. So you can see how easy it is. Come over here again. And you can process it again if you want. I don't want to in this case, just press OK. And we're done. So there's a quick little tutorial on how to use the XTool Creative Space software. How it works. It's pretty simple, pretty intuitive, pretty fun. So I've got a few more little projects with this XTool coming up, so stay tuned for future videos. Thanks again,